Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at a new Alolan Sandslash card. We actually did look at Alolan Sandslash GX very, very recently. I'll pop a link to that one in the description. And I basically said that I like the GX attack quite a bit, but the rest of the card I found slightly underwhelming. So what about this new Alolan Sandslash? Can we show it some love? We can certainly show it some love, I suppose, but, you know, how much love does it deserve? Well, 120 HP on a stage 1 it's alright. It's fine. It's not hugely impressive, if I'm honest with you. So I'm only up there with, say, Volcanion, but at least it's higher than a bunch of stage 1s like Slurpuff we looked at recently. It's higher than Slurpuff. And it is a metal Pokemon, and we actually like being a metal Pokemon at the moment. It's hitting a weakness which is pretty decent that a bunch of Pokemon just aren't hitting. I mean, Gardevoir and Sylveon is becoming one of the big decks at the moment. It's a really good deck. Seeing a lot of play, it's seeing a lot of success, and it's kind of having a free reign because no one's playing metal decks. Not to mention that Naganador's seeing quite a lot of play, which can be countered by Fairy, which can be countered by Metal. It seems like there is a bit of a gap in the format at the moment for a decent metal Pokemon. Retreat cost of 1 we like because U-turn board makes it into retreat cost of 0, which is cool. And weakness to fire is... weakness to fire is terrible, right? Because you got all kinds of stuff like Reshiram and Charizard running around, and especially with their outrage attack, if there's a little bit, if there's like 3 damage counters on them, they'll get a 1-hit KO. That's kind of annoying. But you only give up 1 prize, we can live with it. And resistance to Psychic is fine. You do have resistance to Mewtwo and Mew, although honestly they should be 1-hit KOing anyway. But this is actually extremely relevant against Giratina, because Giratina hits 130, your resistance puts it down to 110, you survive with 10 HP remaining. It's an extremely relevant resistance. And being a metal Pokemon, you've got a bunch of stuff that helps you to reduce damage done to you, like Metal Frying Pan that will also take away your weakness, or Metal Goggles, which will also stop damage counters being dropped on you. Cool. But what does it do? Well, according to the lovely Joe from Cerebi.net, lovely website, if you're not checking it regularly, why not? 0 energy, flip a coin, if heads prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from your opponent's attacks during your opponent's next turn. Oh. So, does 30 damage, and on a coin flip, it gives you immunity. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, I like very much indeed. We looked at a promo Glaceon just the other day. I'll pop a link to that one in the description. And the promo Glaceon did a fairly similar thing in that the first attack was exactly this, except for 1 water energy. And I'll say about this what I said about that. It's great for buying you time. It's not going to win games. It's not going to single-handedly turn defeat into victory very often. It will occasionally, but not very often. But what it's going to do is buy you time to get rolling, buy you time to set up, to do what you need to do. Now, 30 damage doesn't get a Ditto Prism Star, which is kind of frustrating, but it will get stuff like Alolan Vulpix, for instance. That will go down quite nicely. It's kind of annoying that we lost a really good Alolan Vulpix because, well, firstly, it's a really good Pokemon, and secondly, more people would be playing it. But any kind of basic dragon or water/ice Pokemon here, as in water that's weak to metal because it's ice type in the video games, yeah, that will be fine, that'll work. You'll get a few cheeky KOs of it. It's not perfect, but there are a few Pokemon out there that will get KO'd by this. There's no real way to increase your chances of hitting, unfortunately, here. We got Victini Prism Star a little while ago, but that rotated. Trick Coin rotated even longer ago than that. So we're in a fairly awkward situation where it is just a straight 50-50 flip. But it's for 0 energy, and it might make you immune to everything next term. I'm cool with that, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely cool with that. But it's not enough on its own, we need something more. Alolan Sandslash. 1 metal, 2 colourless energy, 60 damage. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon Tool card attached to it, this attack does 60 more damage. So now you're doing 120 damage for a metal double colourless. And in some ways this is awesome, and in some ways this is kind of annoying. So let's start off with non-GXs. Zapdos has 110, going down nice and easily. Volcanion has 120, going down nice and easily. Some people are using the fairy type Alolan Ninetales here to try and block you. It's going down fairly easily. And to be fair, they're actually weak to you, but you don't even need the weakness to get them. With the weakness, you are smashing them, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely smashing them. There are a bunch that you won't get. There's stuff out there like Boswell, unfortunately, with 130 HP. Or the Gramble's got 130 HP, but is weak to you, so in your face, Granble. Yeah, I've been talking about Granble a bit on Twitter lately. I'm testing that deck way more than I should, given that I've got a regional championship coming up in 5 days. But hey-ho, I like Granble. There's a bunch of 130 stuff that you won't get. 120, 130 is one of the lies of delineation, so to speak. It is sad that there are a bunch of 130 Pokemon you won't get, but there are enough widely played non-GXs with less than 130 that this is less of an issue than it was in the past. Actually, here's a better example. Giratina, they've got 130, so they won't KO you, but you also won't KO them. That's kind of annoying. If you're hitting for weakness, this is actually super annoying because you do 240. And the number one Pokemon that you really want to hit for weakness at the moment is Gardevoir and Sylveon, that has 260, so you need to hit 130, and you're hitting 120. If we still had the old Dalmise, the one from Guardians Rising, that let you do an extra 10 damage of all your metal Pokemon's attacks, this would be wonderful. But we don't have that anymore. So it is a lot less wonderful. Boo, hiss, etc. I'm actually legitimately a little bit upset about this. The new Dalmise, or the old Dalmise, would make this so much better. But you can't have it all, ladies and gentlemen. So that's kind of annoying if I'm honest with you. The damage here is a little bit less than we would ideally like. Now, if anyone comes around playing Alolan Ninetales GX, well, now we're rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Because Alolan Ninetales GX, which did see a lot of play, but it's kind of dropped off lately, well, it's fairy type, so it's still weak to metal, and you're getting an easy one-hit KO. But it's not seeing as much play. In terms of the energy cost, it's not a huge deal. We do have triple acceleration energy, so that plus a metal energy will do it. We do have Solgaleo Prism Star that will spread energy around quite nicely with its first attack. And let's not forget we got the metal type Magnezone still that will allow you to attach as many metal energy from your hand to your Pokemon as you like. Although, to be honest, those stage 2s that do that are just not... They're not seeing any real play at all at the moment. So you're probably better off using a mixture of triple acceleration energy and Solgaleo Prism Star. I mean, you could just use a few metal energy with that and then use Welder, but I feel like we're getting a little bit awkward at that stage. And in terms of the Pokemon tool to use, I mean, really, there are 3 good tools for metal Pokemon at the moment. Metal Frying Pan reduces damage done to you by 30 while taking away your weakness. Metal Goggles reduces damage done to you by 30 while stopping attacks and abilities putting damage counters on you. And Metal Core Barrier reduces damage done by 70, but it only lasts for 1 turn and then it drops right off. There's nothing to stop you using something like the aforementioned U-turn board to give yourself free retreat. That would be good. I can't remember if I mentioned that earlier or not. Regardless, it does give you free retreat. And if you play enough tools, you'll be fine. And maybe you play this with the Tool Drop Doublade. Because they need you to play a bunch of tools anyway, so they can use Tool Drop. So just doing a flat 120 when you don't have many tools out anymore, that could be good. That could work. Or you could play it with all of those Rotom running around, where if you got 9 tools in your discard pile, they attack for free. There are tool decks running around, and this would fit nicely into them. I worry that this is a bit too much of a Pokemon, which is fine. The HP is alright, the survivability is alright, the damage is alright, but the energy cost is a little higher than we'd like, and the damage output is a little lower than we'd like, and there's still a bunch of Pokemon out there that can one-hit KO it fairly easily. And then we just end up never quite being good enough. I'm going to be giving it 3 Wassies. I can see it being teched into a deck here or there, but I don't see it as some amazing powerhouse card. I see it as a fun little tech in some decks, but I don't think it's much more than that. But I would very much like to know what you think about this card, ladies and gentlemen, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.